Hey y'all, I'm Reagan. Welcome to my channel, the Spellbound Business Academy. Yeah, I changed the name on ya. 2026 is the year that I do a slight shift in branding. Nothing else is gonna change though, really. Like, I'm still offering bookkeeping services, QuickBooks Online support. I still have the free community that you need to go ahead and click on the link in the description to join, especially if you're a QuickBooks Online user and a business owner. And so we're going to be making a few changes around here, but you're not going to go anywhere, right? Because you're here to watch me make my Q1 junk journal planner for 2026. This is the planner that I created myself. It is a junk journal because I made it all from junk. I made the cover with a paper bag and it is super fun. So I made this journal after watching 49 Dragonflies make her planner journals for so long now. And this is the first time I'm doing it and actually sticking to it because I have made paper bag journals before, but I never stuck to it as a planner. So we're doing it this year in 2026. I had some leftover quilting fabric from a quilt that I am currently working on. And then the pages are scrapbook paper that I trimmed down to size. And then I will show you how I put the coffee dyed pages in there along with my planner pages. So I'm going to take you through step by step how I constructed the journal. But before we get into that, I want to make sure that you know to please support the channel by hitting that subscribe button if you haven't already, tapping the like button, and also leave me a comment letting me know, do you like to buy a pre-made planner, or are you like me, somebody who wants to create their own planner, wants to have things laid out exactly how they want to, but I also don't want to do like the bullet journal thing. Like, I'm still going to print out the planner layouts, but I actually want to create the journal that it goes in. So let me know in the comments below if this is something that you do too. Please watch this video all the way through. I am trying to grow my YouTube channel more in 2026. So for my friends out there who are crafty and artsy and business owners, and maybe you're also a bookkeeper, welcome to the Spellbound Business Academy. This is my space to kind of share with you what it's like for me as a business owner. I am a QuickBooks Online Level 2 Pro Advisor, which means I am a fucking expert when it comes to QuickBooks Online. And that will never change. I still enjoy doing bookkeeping, but I wanted to give my people kind of a little look into what life is like for me as a business owner. If you are a business owner who is looking to add more creativity, more fun into building their business, then I want to encourage you to enroll in my 6-month small group mentorship. Mentorship with me is going to look a lot like this video. It is going to be creative, it is going to be messy, it is imperfect, but we're still showing up anyways. And we're doing that because we have developed our nervous system capacity. You're going to see in some of my planner pages exactly the daily habit that I want to be doing. I don't always do them, obviously. I'm not perfect, and nobody has any expectation to be perfect. I try to do things like practice grounding and breathing and daily meditation and a daily thought journaling practice and a movement practice to move my body. All of these things are wrapped up in this video and in my planner system in the Wealthy Witches Grimoire. So if you're interested at all at how I do my planning setup and what kind of practices I do on a daily basis to support myself as a human being, but also to support myself so that I can run my own business and produce income for myself, then grab the Wealthy Witches Grimoire. I will leave a link down in the description below. Mentorship is enrolling right now for just a few short weeks at the time that I'm posting this video. So check out the description for the link to get enrolled if you are looking to infuse more fun, more play, more creativity into your business practices in a messy, imperfect way with me. And we're going to start working on that nervous system regulation first because it has to come first. You cannot run a business if you do not create emotional safety and regulation for yourself and know how to keep your body regulated and not moving into fight or flight mode every time an email comes in. Well, let's get on with the program and let's see how I created this planner. Okay, y'all, so before I just took my lunch break, I spent the good part of an hour, the better part, the longer part of an hour to print out test pages for my Q1 junk journal planner, okay? And I did figure out the layout for the first signature, and not all of the signatures are gonna be the same. Let's see if this works on the coffee dyed paper. So it's not super happy with the coffee dyed paper because the coffee dyed paper has a little bit more texture to it. And I think that is why it was having trouble pulling just one sheet and feeding it through. But I got it to print correctly. My 3 pages for my first signature. Okay, so it appears that that's not going to work, which is fine. But that means that I am going to have to get different papers and then simply glue the planner pages onto them. Gonna have to reconsider this. I'll come back with an update.
2 hours later.
New plan, I'm going to only print this weekly planner 2-page spread 14 times because that's how many weeks are in Q1.
You better be joking.
And then I'm simply going to cut those pages in half and paste them onto the papers that I'm using to bind the planner book. I'm really excited about how these planner pages are turning out on the coffee dyed paper. It already looks really, really cool, and I'm stoked about it. Once we get these printed out, we'll actually get into making the cover and then binding. Like, just look at how cool that like coffee stain part is. I love it. Printing is done for the planner inserts. Now I'm going to trim those down. I'm going to choose the actual pages that will make up the folios, which make up the signatures, to bind the planner. These will paste it on top. I've done some piecing, and then I had a larger piece of this purpley fabric that went well, and I just took some of my smaller patchwork pieces and sewed it along the edge of the larger piece to kind of bulk up the sides of this because I do want it to wrap around the journal all the way. So now I have larger pieces to put together. Time for an emotional support Reese's cup. So here's my signatures, and I'm gonna measure them. They are 6 inches wide and 9. So they're 9 by 6. As far as the spine goes, I think I wanna have at least a 3-inch spine. So I need 6 plus 3 for the spine, plus 6 for the back, which makes 15 inches. So I basically need about 10 by 15 inches for a cover. This one I have the length for sure. The other piece, which definitely also has the length, but I'm going to switch this around so that I have some of these patches kind of broken up on here. So I love how this turned out. I love that there's all sorts of irregular, asymmetrical goodness happening. I think there's enough contrast, and we have a nice color scheme going on for the outside of our cover. So I'm gonna go cut down the paper bag that will make up the cover. I'm gonna do a little flip through of the monthly planner, Q1 2026. The inside, I chose this green fabric, and I did do some spray over some stencils with my oxide spray. This fabric is like an olive green, and there's some lighter green, kind of like vine design on it. As you can see, I did do some quilting on the cover after I glued this onto the paper bag that makes up the cover. I glued the inside on after I had done the quilting to hide the stitches inside, glued this on, and then sewed around the edge of the cover all the way to the back. I left this part open to to act as a pocket to store things in there if I want. On the first page in here, I created a belly band with just some leftover fabric. I had some lace that I kind of frayed the edges of, and then I already had die cut these numbers, glued all of this together, and then glued it onto the page. This is really nice to store my pen in, like it sits in there very nicely. I did ink around the edges. Some of the pages are going to be the scrapbook paper design. Some are going to be just the weekly planner page. And then this is the next signature. So this is February's signature, which I have not started just yet. These signatures I sewed in with black waxed thread. And today I thought we would make a pocket to put in January because I want to create a tag with my monthly planner layout from the Wealthy Witches Grimoire, which I will link in the description below if you want to grab my grimoire, which is how I do my entire planning system for my business, my life, everything. So the grimoire has this monthly planner layout, which I didn't end up using here. And so I just printed that out, and I'm gonna cut this part out for the monthly revenue goal, actual monthly revenue, and annual revenue goal. And I'm going to put that on a tag, and we're also going to create a little pocket here. So I'm going to use the little leftover scrap from the cover as a pocket. Thank you so much for watching this video today. I hope that you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments what you thought. If you create junk journals like this, if you use a junk journal as a planner, or if you like the perfect square, straight lines, pre-made planners. There's nothing wrong with that. This is just how I like to do things, and I wanted to share it with you all. So make sure you hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already, and get enrolled in my mentorship program. I can't wait to see you.